Hi there everybody and welcome. It's been a while since you've seen a new video and here I am in Bali again, Ubud. It's a magical place full of incredible people and really uplifting for the soul. So for this practice, let's encourage in that upward lift of energy and feel the brightness that resides within us. So with that in mind, bring your hands to heart center, look down the camera and say namaste and welcome each other to the practice. And we'll begin by finding our way into extended child's pose. So big toes touch, knees open out wide, and take a moment in an upright position. Take a lovely big breath in here, and then exhale breath. Walk your hands down the mat, fold yourself forward, and lower the forehead down. Maybe a couple of exhales out the mouth could feel super nourishing. And maybe closing down the eyes could feel invigorating and allow you to dive into the subtle body, the layers of tissues and muscles and the nerves and our internal universe. Notice the quality of your breath here. You might be a little shallow. You might feel really full and abundant. Allow it just to be an observation, not a comparison or a criticism. Scan the body from fingertips to toe tips and notice where you might be gripping or holding tension. Maybe you notice it in the creases of the hips, with this deep compression there. How can you find a little bit of easefulness there? One of the ways to define a yoga practice and the sense of yoga in your life is an equipoise mind. A mind that is free of attachment to the outcomes, the fruits of our actions. So let this practice be super natural, its own little ecosystem. No comparison to the previous time you got on the mat and no thought about the next time. Let's take a couple more breaths here now. Sealing the lips, inhale deeply and richly through the nose. And with sealed lips, exhale back through the nose. And do that one more time. And then on your next inhale, look forward, come onto all fours, tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Parallel the legs so they run along the edges of the mat, but not as wide, just along that parallel edge. Lift the thumbs, lift the palms, come forward onto four fingers of each hands, hinged at your first row of knuckles, lift and lower the palms for 5, 4, little pulses up, 3, up, 2, up, 1. Good. Palms down, thumbs down, and sway from left to right across your upper back and shoulders. And then turn the fingers to point towards the knees. And just get a little playful in the wrists and the elbows. Move in a way that feels nice. And then return the hands back to their normal orientation and create a stable tabletop here. So lower ribs are knitted in, belly buttons drawn in, and you feel the toenails spread wide and pressing down. Cow the spine by tilting the tailbone up, opening the heart and shoulders wide, looking forward and up. Inhale, breath there, and then reverse all that. Dome through the back, chin to chest. Cat the spine, press away from the earth. Look towards the belly button. Inhale, come through to cow. And then exhale through to cat. And just notice that reciprocity with the earth. You're pressing down to create that lovely arch in the spine, and then as you come forward, sort of draw the triceps back behind you to widen the collarbones, activating the shoulders. Let's take another one like that on our own. Good. Now let's add a little bit of vibrancy to that. So as we tuck the toes now, find a cow spine. So press through the toes, tilt the tailbone, cow the spine. And then we'll reverse all that as we flip the tops of the feet onto the mat into cat. We're going to hover the knees. So belly button in, Look towards the knees and hover them off the mat. Gently lower, tuck toes, heart forward, cow. And reverse, dome, press tops of feet down, hover knees, belly button in. One more like that on your own. Meet me back in tabletop and then turn it into sexy cat. And that's freedom to move in a way that feels really lovely and playful and creative. And then meet me back in your tabletop position, and let's take a little bit of a warm-up for the shoulders. Inhale, right hand to sky. Look up, reach up, sweep it up to sky, and then lower it through to the left, lowering right arm down, right ear, right shoulder, and right side of face. You could walk the left hand forward, tent up onto finger pads, and maybe even tuck the toes. That could feel nice, and something a little different there. Spread the fingers of the right hand, so that's the one through to the left side of your body. Fingernails pressed down into the earth. One more breath. Left hand back in front of your face. Right hand sweeps up, lift it up, reach it up, and then lower it down onto the earth. Let's do that on the other side. Left hand up, and lift, and then sweep through in and under. Lower left ear, left shoulder down. Walk the right hand forward. Spread the fingers nice and wide of the left hand. That's the one that's gone through to the right. And press the fingernails down. Return the right hand to the earth. Lift the left hand up. And then lower the left hand down. Puppy pose. Hands forward. Hips back. Forehead down. Hammock through the armpits. And let the heart soften towards the earth. And then as you lift your head, sort of slither forward on your tummies to a sphinx pose. So just shift the elbows so they're slightly forward over the shoulders. So slightly forward of the shoulders, I should say. Hands, palms down, fingers spread wide. You can widen the legs here. That can feel quite nice. And let the heart come forward. Take a couple of breaths here. I like the breath here around my belly button, that movement of the belly button and that sort of massage you get on the mat. Now parallel the left forearm with your short edge of the mat in front of you. Slightly tilt to the left so you can reach your right hand back, catch the right foot and draw the right heel to your buttock as best you can, depending on your flexibility there. So just taking a little moment to draw all that in. And we'll simply take that through to the other side. So release the foot. Right forearm's parallel now with the short edge of your mat. You roll slightly to the right and your left hand goes back for the left foot. And you draw the heel in. And you continue to feel the breath, your tummy on the mat. And then as you release that foot, lower the chest down, sweep the hands back, bring the legs to touch and lift into locust. So reach the hands back, palms face down, thumbs point out. Hover the feet, belly button in and widen the collarbones. Look forward and take 3 breaths. Swing the hands forward and then cross the forearms in front of you and lower the forehead down. Let the legs relax behind you. And then lift the chest, lift the head, look forward, and you could take another round of locust or bow pose if you're ready and you feel warmed up enough. Reach the hands back, catch the feet in the hands, and lift up. 2 more deep breaths wherever you're at. So release from whatever option you took there. No slingshots if you're in bow pose, hands under shoulders, press through to tabletop, tuck your toes, and our familiar old friend, downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal the feet, sway the hips, nod the head, just let it all feel really loose and natural. Fingers are spread wide, your wrists are neutral, your arms are long and strong, and the belly button's in and up. Now, whether you need high heels with bent knees, or you can find long legs with soles of feet on the mat, that's okay. But just find lots of length down the side body as you look back towards your feet or your belly button. And then how slowly can you walk forward to the top of the mat? Feet arrive at a hip width orientation, so you can find 2 fists between the feet. That can be a nice way to measure it. Take a big bend in your knees and drape your tummy over your thighs. Head hangs heavy, arms are super long beside you. And you take a few moments now to let all the negative stuff, all that heavy stuff, flow down the spine, down the back of the neck, and tumble out the crown of the head. And in some cases here, a little bit of movement can help facilitate that. Movement allows for fresh channels of energy to unfold, to open up. And take another breath here. And then hands on your shins, inhale, halfway lift, crown of head forward, long spine, belly button in. As you fold, exhale, breath. Now hands out wide, gather the breath to sky. Inhale, lift up, reach up, rise up. Palms touch, the hands come through heart center. And take a moment here. You might like to set an intention if you're working with one. Perhaps just noticing your breath. Maybe Ujjayi breath can be activated here. If you're working with that, just seal your lips and breathe through the nose if you're not sure about your breath, whether you're at a stage where you're just beginning, or whether you are familiar with Ujjayi. And then take the hands up to the sky. Big breath in. And then exhale, breath, return to the earth and fold. Hands on shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Shoulders over wrists, heels of the feet over the ball mounds, long and strong in the arms. So you're pressing away from the earth, fingers are spread wide. Look forward and away, nothing underneath you here. Don't look back in the past. All the abundance is in the future. Lower the knees, the chest and the chin, and then slither forward into cobra. Inhale, breath, tops of the feet press down. Exhale, make your way back through tabletop. Tuck the toes and hips to sky, downward facing dog. A few little salutations here to warm up the body. Let's walk forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, breath the whole way. Feet hip width, hands on shins. Inhale, half. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sky. And then exhale, earth. Bring the hands through the heart space as you bend at the knees, fold at the hips. Hands on shins, inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands and step the right foot back and hold there. And then lower the right knee down. Untuck the back toes, tops of the feet press down. Inhale, sweep up, lift up, rise up. Now you're going to hold your right wrist, lift the right hand up even higher, and then bend over to the left. And maybe you peek under the right forearm. So lots of lefts and rights. You're taking your right arm overhead to the left, but you're looking under the armpit to the right. One more breath. Both hands up to the sky. Look up, reach up, inhale. Frame the front foot with the hands. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Step back to high plank. Now, if you're ready to find a vinyasa flow, it's high plank, low plank, inhale, up dog, down dog. Meet you there. Or lower through knees, chest and chin. And slither through to cobra. You might go a little higher now as you're warmed up through the spine and the back body. Come back through tabletop and hips to sky. All right, one more like that. So walk forward, exhale, breath. Hands on shins, inhale, halfway. A big deep fold, exhale. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hold as we step the left foot back. Lower the left knee, untuck the left toes. Inhale, sweep up, reach up, and we're going to hold the left wrist, lifting the left hand up and bending to the right, and then looking under the left armpit. And then take your hands back to the sky. Look up, reach up. Lower the hands down, frame the front foot, tuck back toes, lift back knee, step back to high plank. So now Vinyasa or knees, chest, chin to cobra, your choice. High to low plank, come forward onto the tops of feet. Inhale, up dog. Roll over the toes, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. 3-leg dog with your right leg, lift it up to sky. Yawn the hip open, heel to opposite butt, and then just get creative in the right leg. Lots of movement, lots of freedom. From your 3-leg dog, lift the leg to sky, and then heel to butt, knee to nose, step right foot to right thumb. Slightly step back foot in closer and make it 45-degree angle so the whole foot's on the mat as we lift up to Warrior 1. So in Warrior 1, I like to widen the stance again. So I shuffle the right foot out to the right, bring my hands to the hips, draw the belly button in, knit the ribs in, and then lift the hands up. Now palms might come to touch. That could feel nice as well. Take a breath, focus forward. And then humbleness sweeps the hands back behind us, interlace the fingers, lower the right shoulder towards the right knee, and lift the knuckles to the sky behind you. Chin to chest. Look back at your left foot at the back of the mat. Press through the pinky toe edge of that foot. As you release the hands, lower them down inside the front foot, then lower the left knee down into a lizard lunge. So walk that right foot wide. Keep the left hand on the mat. You might like to bring right hand onto the right thigh, rolling the right thigh out to the right. Now, if that feels okay and you want to move on from there, you might like to bend the back knee, reach the hand back for the foot, and hold there. Wherever you chose to be, come back and meet me with both hands at the top of the mat and step back to high plank. Your Vinyasa or meet you in down dog, yogi's choice. Nice. Left leg will lift on an inhale, 3-leg dog. Yawn the hip open and get creative in that left leg. 3-leg dog, left leg to sky, and then heel to butt, knee to nose, step the left foot to the left thumb, right foot plants at a 45-degree angle, steps in a little closer. Sweeping up, rising up, and let's take our hands onto the hips, widening the left foot to the left, so shuffling it out, reaching up, palms touch perhaps, biceps beside your ears. And then as your arms sweep back and the interlace of your hands unfolds, take a moment to notice what's unusual. What's the unusual grip there? What's different? Take that on this side. Left shoulder lowers to left knee, knuckles lift to the sky. And then as you release the hands down, they lower into the inside of the front foot, shift onto the ball mound of the back foot, lower the back knee down. So left foot shuffles to the left. And maybe the left hand comes onto the left thigh. That could be a nice spot just to pause. Or perhaps you find your way into drawing the heel back, reaching back for the foot. Let go of the foot, plant the hands, Vinyasa, stepping back. Good job. Walk forward to the top of the mat. Big toes touch, ankles separate, sit the seat down into an imaginary chair, sweep the biceps over the ears, hold for 5 breaths, look forward. Drishti focus, victorious breath in the lungs, in and out through the nostrils. 3 more to go. You've got this, yogis. Folding forward, exhale breath. Inhale, halfway lift, your Vinyasa, and I'll see you in down dog. Hold there for 3 breaths. As you lift the right leg to sky, inhale, yawn the hip open, heel to opposite buttock, and flip your dog if it's in your practice. Reach the right hand overhead, arch the body away from the earth. Coming back to our 3-leg dog, right leg to sky, inhale. And then heel to butt, knee to nose, right foot to right thumb. Now widen the stance and stay on the ball mound of the back foot. Micro bend the back knee and rise up to high crescent lunge. So feel the grounding of that front heel. Feel the length in the back leg. Knit the ribs in, contain the belly button, hold. Warrior 2. So what I do, transitioning your hands onto your hips. Look at your back foot. It runs parallel with the left edge of your mat. And the front foot points forward, knee over ankle. The hands on the hips are a reminder to ground through the legs, and then let that upward lift of energy sweep the hands out, and you look forward over the middle finger, holding here. 3, 2, and then right palm flips to the sky. Left hand sweeps down the left leg as we reverse our warrior, and stay that deep lunge in the front knee. Extended side angle. Right elbow lands on your thigh, left bicep connects with your ear, and reaches forward for something precious at the front of the room. Could stay here for 3 more breaths, or if both arms want to reach forward, hold a beach ball between the hands. Now look down for your block. Reach for your block and place it off to the right side of your pinky toe, forward and away. Fingertips come to the block on its highest setting. Right foot ground, left leg lengthens, drive the heel away. Curl the toes towards your face. Lift the left hand to sky. Half moon. For 3. For 2. How elegantly and softly can you step back to warrior 2? Flip it in reverse, right hand to sky. And then windmill the hands down, frame the front foot, step back, high plank, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a moment, let's pedal the feet, nod the head. Let's do all that on the left side. Lift the left leg, inhale, yawn the hip open, and flip the dog. If it's in your practice, landing light, arching away, left hand reaches overhead. And then lower the left hand down, left hand leg to sky, inhale, and step left foot to the left thumb. Widen the stance, stay high on the ball of the back foot, micro bend the back knee, and then as we rise up, find our way up, reaching the hands up, belly button in, holding for 3. It's this like contained energy, you know, you want to, it's almost like a runner's lunge. We're ready to take off. And then warrior 2. Now slice the air open, find the stance with the feet, and soften through the shoulders. Look over your left middle finger. Left palm lifts to the sky, right hand sweeps down right leg. Left elbow lands on your thigh, extended side angle. Right arm reaches overhead. Or we want both hands could reach forward. Yogi's choice. As we head to our half moon, keep the front foot where it is. Scooch the back foot in. Switch the block to the left side of your pinky toe. On a diagonal. Left foot grounds. Feel the sole of the foot on the mat. Right leg drives away from you, curls the toes towards your face. Open the chest, right hand lifts to sky. Elegantly, we step back to warrior two. Flip it in reverse, left hand to sky, and then windmill the hands down and step back to high plank and your vinyasa. Lift the right leg to sky. Bring the right knee across your body to the left elbow and sweep the foot through for fallen star. Left hand up. Lower the left hand down and sweep the right knee across to your right wrist. Look over your left shoulder, run the left leg long, parallel with the edge of your mat. And take a moment to set up for half pigeon. Now, I'm going to sit on my block today, so just lifting my right hip a little higher, placing the block underneath me, squaring the chest towards the front of the mat, and not worrying too much about the angle of the shin in front of me. I've got quite a deep angle there, not a flexion at the knee joint, because I don't want more flexible knees. I want my knees to be stable and healthy, so no pain in the knee here. You really want this target area to be your hips and thigh, buttock area. And then as you look forward, come onto the hands, lift the chest. If you took a block underneath your hip like I did, remove it and then step back to down dog and just notice the difference in the legs there. And take a moment, take a pedal as we do all that on the other side. So left leg up, sweep it through to the right elbow and then take the foot through, fallen star, lift away from the earth. And then lower right hand down, left knee across to left wrist. Peeking over right shoulder, right leg runs long behind us. Lifting that left hip if the block feels nice and abundant underneath you there. And then lowering down onto your elbows and forearms. And so we've had all the vigorous movement, all of the breath to coordinated movement of the body. And now's the chance to feel more natural. So if you're using a restricted breath like Ujjayi, now's this time to just let it all feel supernatural. As you start to lift the chest this time, as we remove any props underneath the left hip, we'll be sitting down onto that left hip and bringing the legs out in front of us, extending the legs out. Now, you could still sit on a block here. That could feel nice with your long legs out in front of you. You can bend the knees. You can even roll the mat up and place a little bit of that extra roll of the mat underneath the buttocks. But taking your hands up, lifting up, reaching up, and then lowering down. And maybe making contact with the hands, the feet, letting the heart guide you forward. Two more deep breaths here. And then as you start to lift your chest, bring the hands behind you, puff the chest forward, lift the heart up. And maybe it feels nice to step the feet in a little closer. Now you could do some windscreen wipers side to side with feet wide, or if you'd like a reverse tabletop, fingers point towards the buttocks and the ankles. You press down through the soles of the feet, Swing the hips up, press up and away from the earth. And then lower the buttocks back down. Extend the legs out down the mat and roll down the spine. Lie down on your back. Back of the head arrives on the mat. Bring the right knee in, give it a lovely big squeeze. Left hand guides the knee over your body to the left. Maybe you scooch the left hip underneath you there so you get a little bit more of a deep cleanse through the torso. Shuffling the left leg to center, pointing it away from you. Hold for 3, 2, and then come back through your center. Give that knee a lovely big squeeze, draw it in, release that leg down the mat. And let's do that all on the other side. So left leg in, left knee in, give it a squeeze and a cuddle. Right hand draws the knee over and across. Look to the left, maybe shuffle the right hip underneath you a little more. And then come back through center. Left knee in, give it a big squeeze. Both knees in now, give them both a big squeeze. Open the knees out wide, reach for the pinky toe edges of your feet. Press the feet into the ceiling, draw the chin to chest, rock from side to side, rock up and down your spine. And then draw the heels to the butt. Sweep the hands out wide, give yourself a lovely big cuddle squeeze, draw it all in. And then from that small version of yourself, extend out and take up as much room as you wish into your Shavasana. Shuffle, shift, move around as much as you need here, and then let yourself just settle into the earth in the field of gravity. And the jaw separate, I beg your pardon, the teeth separate, the jaw feel heavy, the tongue feel relaxed. Maybe it just gently presses into the roof of the mouth. And the sounds of the jungle here, the cicadas and the birds. The sounds of the river below. This part of Ubud is a very sacred part. The Kampuan and Was rivers come together at a confluence that then joins into a much bigger river. And even from here, which is probably about 35, 40 meters above it, you can hear it rumbling away. Ubud has always had a special place in the heart of Bali. It's a magical place known for its restorative powers. Its pace of life is definitely busier than it used to be. But there's a magic in the way the residents manage to weave in time for fun, enjoyment, a big smile. You contrast that against the Western world that I exist in and the busyness that we wear as a badge of honor. Sometimes even finding these moments in Shavasana can be a chore. We notice the shuffle, we notice the shift, we notice the movements, we notice the distractions. But we notice them like clouds in the sky. We thank them for their presence and we let them float by. We'll get back to you later. And take a couple more moments for yourself here, and feel free to take as long as you like. You could pause the video and just enjoy the solitude and get on with your day when you're ready, but if you're like me and just going to continue on, we'll lengthen the arms and the legs, make a lovely long version of ourselves, roll onto our favorite hip in a fetal position, hug the knees in round the spine, chin to chest. And then slowly start to sweep your way up into your version of a comfortable seat. And if your block's handy, maybe you feel like sitting up, elevating the hips. Placing the hands at the heart space, draw the chin towards the chest. Yoga is a journey inwards. Inwards of experiences and awareness of the universe that exists within us. The senses are constantly being distracted by all of the wonderful sense objects that exist around us in nature, the ever-changing momentum, flux and flow of the life that we exist in. But with the equipoise that the practice suggests, how can we find the harmony and the balance amongst all of those distractions? Well, your regular practice helps. Reminding ourselves of the upward lift of energy that exists within all of us, the abundance, the joy, the creativity, the wonderful. Letting go of some of the heaviness that ties us down. What doesn't serve us anymore, let it go. And then bring your thumbs to your third eye, your chin towards your chest. Thank yourself for showing up today, for practicing, for allowing the joyful nature of the practice to uplift you and welcoming each other's good vibes and energy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Greet this beautiful version of yourself and the remainder of your day with the Hindi word, Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I hope you had a good time, and I'll catch you again real soon from Ubud. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.